Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. This is our scenario is Homecoming. It was written by Thomas McKeon, who's also our game master, and this is episode 20. Thomas is going to do the recap. So, without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Thomas?
You're listening to NBC Red, and now our evening program. Coming to you live from the Rockefeller Center in the heart of New York City, it's The Adventures of Dexter Fowler, starring Corey Highsmith, Jeff Wilkins, Tom Rayleigh, Vic Swan, Ken Trench, and Wayne Worthy. Tonight's episode, Homecoming, episode 20. And now for the recap. Last time, we found Hawk handcuffed to the radiator by Tommy and Fowler, the latter of whom unconscious on the floor, blood seeping from his nose. Plucky Tommy Anderson and the good doctor tried to reason with Hawk, who simply wanted out. He may have been possessed before, but he wasn't now. After a mishap with some pancakes in the hall, and Hawk managing to use a single match to break free, the group received an urgent call from Guy Jules. He tells them to come to his apartment. He has something to share with our heroes. There, in Jules' littered and unkempt apartment, are dashing investigators, and Amelia Court listen to Guy spin an intricate web of conspiracy, terror, and murder. It's his belief that George Fulton, Rockefeller-type owner of Silver Star Enterprises, and the group called the Atlantic Sea Partners are running the show at City Hall, using their wealth and influence to influence the city, but also leading a secret cult. One that's not only kidnapped Tally and Timothy, but also other members of the Arcane Society as well. With the missing members' addresses in hand, the team decides to do more looking into the symbols they've been seeing, such as the one Guy found at Tally's door frame, or the ones of the medallion. What they discover is as intriguing to the mind as it is disturbing. In ancient China, a man only known to history as Yin Khan, the mute priest, was an acolyte to a powerful sorcerer named Lang Fu. After challenging his master, Yin Khan was thrown in prison and sentenced to death. But before the execution, Yin Khan disappeared, leaving behind 6 scrolls and a stone tablet covered in strange writing. The investigators then discover that the author of the book they find talking about all this, Dr. Robert Morris, is a professor of Oriental history here at Columbia. But when they go to visit, they find that he's not just a professor. He too wears the Mason's ring, the same as Lucas Baxter and George Fulton. Distressed, they find themselves at a local diner, talking about what to do next. But who should walk through the door? George Fulton himself. He seems to toy with the heroes, never implying what he knows, but revealing he knows more than he should. Angry, Hawk approaches him, gun drawn and shoved into Fulton's back. He orders Fulton into their car, and the group drives off. What will they do next? Will Fulton spill the beans about what they're planning? What exactly are they planning? What does the medallion have to do with it? Find out all this and more tonight on The Adventures of Dexter Fowler.
This is what I get when I don't drink my water. Stumble.
I was going to say, Thomas, in the future, if you flub a line that you want to redo, just stop and redo it, and I will clip.
You'll cut it. That's what happens when I don't take my water. My mouth gets dry. My tongue gets dry when I talk too fast. Okay.
All right, Fulton.
Who's driving? Let me ask that. Who's driving the car? Fowler is on. Tommy's driving? Okay. Yeah. Fowler is at the apartment unconscious, and Felix is gone. We don't know where he is.
He just borrowed my car.
You weren't using it.
Fulton's in the back seat, and he's just kind of sitting there smiling.
Look, Mr. Fulton. When we started this whole thing, all we were worried about was finding out where Mr. Tucker is. And we seem to have gotten involved in a whole bunch of stuff. When you say that we don't know what we're involved in, I think you're absolutely right. We don't. We don't have a clue what we're involved in. We highly suspect that you and your friends are in some sort of a group, and you're looking for something My guess is it's some sort of a medallion, some sort of a staff topper.
And he smiles at that, and he says, "Oh, don't play coy, Mr. Hawk. I know what happened." And he smiles.
Well, I'm asking you, do you want that thing?
And he leans back, and he says, "Are you willing to give it?"
Are you willing to stop harassing us and let us get a hold of Tim Tucker and take him back to his wife? That's all we're interested in.
He holds up a hand and says, "Nothing that has been done cannot be undone. Machines are moving. There are too many moving parts. Which is why I find it silly that you've put a gun to my back and put me in this car. What exactly are you planning to do with me? Killing me, of course."
Talk to you on our terms, not yours.
And he kind of laughs at that and says, "Be reasonable, Mr. Hawk. You wouldn't put a gun on my back if you wanted to talk. And if I wanted to talk to you, I would have told you what I know. I told you that I'm willing to help you find Mr. Tucker. But as I have just said, there are too many moving parts for something to stop."
Well, I don't know about moving parts. And I doubt seriously that you would have gotten in the car if we had invited you politely.
"You don't know that." And he smiles.
I don't care whether it's true or not, mister. I just want to know, look, I don't really even want to care what's going on. I think you know a lot more than what we know. And is there any point in us trying to find Mr. Tucker? Are you looking for him? Or is this something that's like we're chasing a dead man?
And he shakes his head and says, "That I cannot answer."
So you don't know where Mr. Tucker is?
And he says, "And I will not share anything." And he looks at Tommy and he says, "You, Mr. Anderson, seem to be the most level-headed of the group. So I'm going to say this. Stop. Let me out. We have no... And he kind of chuckles. "I have no intention of harassing you from this point on, of course. Just go away."
Are you afraid of us?
And he looks at you, and the kind of humor kind of fades away, and he says, "I'm not afraid of anything, Mr. Hawk."
Then why not stay in the car with us? We'll drop you off where you want to get dropped off.
He then says, "Well, then if you don't mind, my offices."
Look, do you want the medallion, and can you offer us anything for it?
In time.
I'm not sure that your answers are satisfactory.
Like I said, Mr. Hawk.
You won't find the medallion. I can guarantee you that. Unless we give it to you.
Oh. He kind of just says that in the most just condescending way possible. And he's just waiting. He's just listening to you. With the smirk is back. The cocky, arrogant smirk is back.
Reading between the lines as Hawk and what's his name are talking.
George Fulton.
Yeah, Fulton. So when he said, so kind of William's just kind of observing or listening to this. When he said he wouldn't do anything, he's suggesting that another group or other person would do, but he doesn't personally have a particular interest against us. Would that be correct, or do you want me to roll a psychology or something like that?
Go ahead and roll psychology.
Yeah, that's a success.
it's very clear, but by the way that he's acting, he doesn't see you as a threat. And he knows that you guys don't really have less he knows that you guys don't have a plan, and more he knows that you guys are desperate and frustrated. And all he needs to do is just sit there and say nothing, and eventually you'll let him go. Or kill him. It's one or the other, and both get you nowhere. So he knows that.
Oh. Well, Mr. Fulton, I don't know. We don't feel very satisfied in this. We might just drop this case. We might just go back home. We might just give it all up. But if we do that, we'll destroy the medallion before we give it to you.
And his face kind of drains. That smirk is gone.
Oh, I think he found something, Hawk.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything. He's waiting for you. He's in the car with you, so he's not saying anything. But he's not so much angry as he is annoyed.
To be perfectly honest, too, with you, Mr. Fulton, the only reason why we came to New York was because we were all short on cash.
And his eyes kind of flood, and he says, well, that is something that I can offer you. If you're a man of no morals, and he kind of chuckles at that, I could provide you a blank check right now. And he reaches into his coat pocket.
I got Fowler's gun trained on him.
And
so don't try anything funny.
Fulton looks up and he just puts a hand up and he goes slowly in and he pulls out a checkbook. And he says, I can write you a blank check right now. I'm a very wealthy man, as you know.
My check isn't really worth much now, is it?
You write whatever...
You can write in whatever money you want on it.
You can write in whatever amount you want.
You know, checks can be canceled before they get cashed. That's not the point at this point. Honest to God, I don't know what I'm doing.
well, William speaks up.
By the river, by the way.
You're going to drive by the river?
So are we driving towards the river?
That is up to Tommy. Where is Tommy going? Tommy is the one driving.
Are we heading towards his offices in town?
No idea. Mr. Hawk, you're the one in charge of this fiasco. I'm just driving around the block.
If you're really thinking about giving up the case and us going home, which would be a nice change of events for me, perhaps we will drop him off at the river and head on out of town.
Drop him into the river.
Right. That's what I would
say. No, we can't do that. If we did that, then we just call down the wrath of all the other weirdos out here that are...
Not to mention, Fulton chimes in, the death of one of New York's most influential men of industry, and he smiles, that would definitely irk some people here in town.
Got a new industry under the nice cool waves of the river.
William says to Fulton, do you know where Timothy Tucker is? And can we get him back?
And
it's really simple. A yes or no answer. Tell us where he's at. Take us to him. We'll give you your medallion, and we'll be out of your hair. Our job will be done. We can collect our checks from our client. Your job, or whatever the hell you want to do with this medallion, doesn't bother us. Doesn't concern us.
And he chuckles and says, like I said, I can't. And then when you say, why can't you? He kind of tenses up. And his face grows red. And he starts clenching his jaw. You can see the muscles tense up.
Can I roll an occult roll?
Go ahead.
That is a 63 out of 65. I'm thinking that he's compelled or under
He's
spell.
under a spell.
Yes. It looks like he's straining not to say something. But he goes, I don't know where he is, but I know how you can find him. And he just kind of jumps back and he sighs and says, what did you do to me? And he points, and he looks angry now. And he points at Hawk.
I intimidated you.
And you can see sweat is kind of beating down his brow at this point. He looks both afraid and frightened.
Here's the thing. I don't know about the other people in the car. They can agree with me or disagree with me if they want. But I'd like to know, gentlemen, if you disagree with me. We want to know where Tucker is. And quite honestly, everything so far seems to indicate that Tucker ran off with this woman and left his pregnant wife and sister at home, which is not an unusual thing to happen. People run off with women all the time. So we're less concerned about him than we are about his wife and sister.
And he laughs at that and he says, well, I can tell you that they didn't run off together.
Well, whatever. They didn't run off together.
And he's
why would you say that he ran off?
He then says, I just told you that they didn't run off together.
So they ran off to meet each other somewhere.
He shakes his head and says, they didn't plan anything together.
I've got a sneaky suspicion. Remember we talked about Tally being captured by them? I think they might have Tally.
Do you have Tally?
And when you say that, this big shit-eating grin comes over his face, and he kind of looks up and says, well, now you know I can't tell you that.
All right. Listen, what I'm getting at is this. If he just ran off for whatever reason, even if it's to rescue his girlfriend Tally, and he left his pregnant wife at home and his sister, then in exchange for the medallion, we want you to leave us alone, and we'll come to some sort of financial compensation for us. But we want her and her sister compensated as well for the loss of her husband, because it's not easy raising a child all on your own in this world.
Especially during this time.
I think that could be arranged. However, despite what you compelled me to say, Mr. Hawk, I will not provide you with the information that you seek. As I said, there are too many moving parts for me to let that happen.
That's a shame.
However, you provide me the medallion, you will be left alone, and I will give you a check with a blank amount, and you may write in whatever you all see fit.
Oh, $1 million.
That sounds pretty nice. I can retire, move up to Vermont.
And he kind of chuckles at that and says, I can provide you with really anything you would like.
How do I?
All right.
How do we know how much this man is worth anyway?
Oh, his name. He's famous.
Fame doesn't just buy everything.
He's in the newspapers. We all know he's the millionaire, billionaire, zillionaire, whatever.
If we're asking for $1 million, then he's no longer going to have any money.
Nah. $1 million. Besides, it's not his money. He's been stealing it from the city. How else do you think he got all of his money? All right, this is what's going to happen, I think, Mr. Fulton. We have to consider some of these things. We're going to drop you off at your office. You can call for your car. They'll bring it back to you. And we'll contact you at a future date. If anything happens to any of us, and or Mrs. Tucker and her sister, we will absolutely 100% destroy that medallion of yours.
And he says, that sounds perfectly reasonable to me. You will provide me with what I need, and you will go away.
I think we're coming up to it right here. Tommy, you want to pull over?
And as Tommy turns the corner, you're a couple blocks away. There is a red light, however, and you think that you can just get past the red light, but a car kind of juts its way in, parks itself in front of you, so you're stopped at the stoplight.
Just let him out here.
And
he can walk 2 blocks.
Yeah. And he kind of shuffles his way out, and he opens the door, and he says, I'm glad that we'll be doing business together.
I'm sorry that I pulled the gun on you.
When he says this, the car ahead of you, the doors open. 2 men walk out. They slam the doors, and they begin walking towards your car. One walks. He doesn't even walk. He rushes. He rushes to Fulton, pushes him aside, reaches into his coat, and says, you take one of ours, we take one of yours.
I'm going to shoot him.
We're going to do this. It's because you've got your gun out, right?
Yeah, I have my gun out, and my gun has been trained. Look, I've been on edge ever since I woke up this morning.
I want to do one thing because this will determine what happens.
I'm going to try to grab his gun so that he doesn't shoot one of them.
You're not driving. I was about to say.
No, but we just made a deal that if anybody here gets hurt.
I'm not shooting Fulton. I'm shooting the guy who's coming up to the car.
Yes, and he has a German accent. So, Wayne, I need you to tell me high or low.
Hi.
All right. Go ahead and roll. So you're going to make the first attack. He's going to do a dodge.
Okay. Try to dodge.
You got a 1.
Well, never mind. Fuck that.
I will pull it up. I will pull it up on the screen.
Right. I didn't make it anyway.
All right. So bang, gun goes off. He narrowly misses. This is what happens because this is in the heat of the moment. When he dodges out of the way, he removes what he's pulled out of his jacket. A stock hand grenade. And he has thrown it into the open door, into the back seat. So I need everyone to tell me what they're going to do.
I'm going to grab it and throw it back. We've gone through this before, just earlier today.
William vacates the car.
I don't know everyone's decks, so let me pull those up.
I got a 94.
All right, so you throw it and it hits the roof.
I'm fumbling with it. I haven't even picked it up.
Sure.
Who else is back here with me?
I might die.
Henry, grab the fucking thing.
I already took an action, though.
Henry, you can actually go again.
Well, then I'm dodging the hell out of there.
Sure. So just by getting out of the car, you will be relatively all right. Tommy and William, what are you guys going to do?
I'm out of there.
You're out of there? How about you, Tommy?
Yep, running. It's not my car.
All right. Fulton is terrified. he has no idea what's going on. So he begins running. Let's do this. Grenade's going to go off. All right, so I need everyone to make dodge rolls with Hawk, because Hawk spent an action to try and throw it, making a penalty die.
Okay, I'm inside the truck, or car.
Yeah. Yep.
Bye, Hawk.
I fail. But you know what? Because I fail, and this is probably going to kill me, I'll push it if I can.
Go ahead and push it.
I got an 82.
And I fail worse.
I'm going to swallow it.
All right. William, what did you get?
I failed.
Jesus. All right.
Tommy jumps in front of the blast to save William.
Well, mate, what?
I throw myself on top of it.
So, Hawk, you take 8 damage. Everyone else takes 4.
Ouch.
As the thing goes off, I will yell out, "Say goodbye to your medallion!" Boom!
And so we will begin combat again. Well, hold on. Hawk, was that a debilitating wound?
I am down to 1 point.
Okay, so was that more than half your health?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, then you are debilitated.
I got blown right out the passenger side window, and I'm lying on.
Well, I imagine that you are still in the car. The car is now in flames.
Okay.
So someone's got to pull you out.
Or let me die.
Yeah. The man on the passenger side who did not rush up to the car, he undoes his jacket as the car ahead of you speeds off, leaving the 2 Germans there, and he pulls out a machine gun. However, that's his full action. So let's go not by Dex, but by thingies on my screen, because that'll be easier for me.
William says to Tommy, it is boomerang time.
So Hawk is debilitated. He's still in the car, still strapped in, basically on fire.
And unconscious.
And bleeding out, because it was a debilitating wound. So it is now Tommy's turn. What would you like to do, Tommy?
He's got a machine gun. I'm looking for cover.
All right. So you rush into cover. All right. Cover would be something like a post office box, or maybe another car.
Another car?
People are running away. People are running and screaming.
Mm-hmm.
So people are exiting their cars and running away. So finding a car or getting behind another open door is not hard.
I lost track, too, of what happened to Fulton. Did I miss that?
Fulton ran away. He was terrified. He looked horrified, and he looked confused, and he doesn't know what the fuck is going on, so he books it. He ran away.
He wasn't in the car that just took off, right?
No, he ran away.
Okay, yeah.
Would we have noticed when he does that, just in the heat of the moment, did it maybe look like he recognized these guys? Or was it was a complete surprise? It
was a complete surprise. He has no idea what the fuck's going on. Some guy just threw a grenade in the car, and it blew up, and he's running away. He has no idea what the fuck's going on.
And one guy's pulled a machine gun, and the other one's got, a pistol? Or he threw a grenade?
He threw the grenade. It'll be this turn when he removes a weapon, so you have no idea right now.
Okay.
Tommy, you did a move action, so you found cover. What are you going to do now?
Just yell at William, get down.
All right. Is that are you going to complete your action there? You're not going to do a standard action or anything like that? Okay.
Yep.
My friend Wayne, my friend, Mr. Professor.
Come on, old man, shoot him.
I'm going to actually play this a little realistically.
Okay.
Grenade just went off, which causes a big bang. It's a big explosion, which means that I'm a bit disoriented by all of this. So whatever I roll, I'm going to roll a penalty.
That is fine. I'm actually pulling up the my cheat sheet my combat cheat sheet, which has like days and stuff on it. So
All right. So, I mean, and I took 4. My total health was at 10. So
yeah.
I'm down to 6. That's not quite half, but it's sufficient enough to, I guess, be dazed.
Okay.
So right now, I'm not even sure what, where left and right is, basically. So I'm going to try to get down. I have the gun in my hand, but like I'm just going to try to get down and hide behind something as a move action.
Okay.
So do I need to roll for that?
No,
Okay.
You're fine. Finding cover is easy.
All right. I imagine my eardrums are probably blown too.
Yes.
So I have this ringing going on in my ear. Do I see the guy with the machine gun though?
Yeah, he is not behind cover.
I'm going to try to shoot at him.
Okay, go right on ahead.
All right. Wow, that's a 29, which misses, but barely.
Okay.
And this is a 94, so this is the worst. It's not a critical fail, but it's the worst. It's the worst roll.
Okay.
Do you want to roll to see if the bullet straightly hits a pedestrian?
It definitely does.
Okay.
You definitely shoot another car. Someone screams out. You don't really know what's going on. And the guy, he doesn't do like a parry or anything like that. He literally just kind of sidesteps out of the way. All right. Fowler is not here. William, what are you going to do?
I'm aiming the boomerang at the machine gun man's head.
No one's going to help Hawk. He's burning to death in the car. Who said that?
He'll manage. Okay, I'm going to go for it.
Okay, go ahead.
That's better work, man. It's a hit. A good hit,
Right.
and...
Let me go ahead. Hold on, let me do dodge. Yeah, he failed. 95.
Just damage. 2d4. 3 and 6 points of damage to his forehead with a boomerang.
So, boink, it hits him. He kind of goes back. He also is disoriented, so he will take a penalty die. He has disadvantage. All right, so driver's side guy. He pulls out another submachine gun from his coat. So they both got submachine guns. I wanted them to just do a spray, but since you guys are not running away, they're going to just concentrate their fire. So let's do a burst on, we're going to say William because he did the most damage. First burst. So go ahead and roll dodge, William. I tried doing the Delta Green, Jeff, but I don't know why, but this version got stuck in my head.
No, perfect.
He has the reflexes of a cat.
Oh, so you passed that one?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what did you get? He got a 68, so that's a fail anyways. All right, this one, 15, 36. So 36 is going to be that roll. Go ahead and roll another dodge. He's going to do 2 bursts.
Me again? They're both after me.
Yep, they're both after you.
Oh, boy. Fail.
Okay. 1. 9 damage.
So that will be all of my remaining hit points then.
What was your total?
9.
9 was your total?
Well, I just lost 4 points in the blast, and so I had a total of 13.
Wow. I guess, Jeff, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
I'm pretty sure by now I'm dead too.
Say that again. William.
9 damage. He took 4 damage last turn.
9
9
now.
damage. 9 damage this turn. It was more than half, and he dropped to 0.
Yeah, I'd have to double check, but that doesn't sound good. I think that a death is just
Begins.
Death
When
is
you
just the
roll.
beginning.
Isn't it? Oh, isn't it like -2 or -3 or something like that when you're actually?
I was going to say, isn't 0? Isn't that just unconsciousness?
Yeah, I think immediate death is when you take your max hit points at one shot.
Yes.
So if your max was 12, then you need to do 12 damage.
Yeah, I've
I'm
got
just-
it right here.
I'm just resting on my back.
It's the total amount minus 2. So, or plus 2, because he has to get below -2.
It's no problem.
All right. So William unconscious. Hawk is unconscious. So 2 more rounds and Hawk's dead.
And I'm on fire.
And he's on fire. Well, you're taking. I'm going to say you're taking bleed damage and health and fire. So 1 more round, you're dead. All right. So jumping back over to Tommy. What are you going to do, bud? William's down. Hawk's burning alive. People are screaming. They're shooting everybody in the way. Like they're killing pedestrians in the street.
No-win situation. They're killing pedestrians.
That's to your gun,
Yes.
Tommy.
Just run into a nearby building.
Or should I say, what happened to your Tommy gun?
Use the Tommy gun. Use the Tommy gun.
It's in the trunk of the car.
In the trunk of the car.
I
Hide
still
in
my
the trunk of
pistol.
the car.
I still have my pistol, so I'm going to try to shoot one of the machine gunners.
Go ahead.
Oh boy, that's good. Got an 04.
Well, that will definitely probably beat theirs, which is a 58, which is a fail anyways. So go ahead and roll damage.
I believe that's an impale, so I get max plus roll.
Is it? It's an extreme, right?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me find my impale. Impale 1/5. Yep. Okay, so it's an impale.
19 damage.
Oh, so he's dead.
Headshot.
You shot him right through the head. He dead.
Wow. Nice one.
All right, Professor Thompson. Bang! Tommy fires. Blood shoots out. He collapses on the ground. Machine gun still going. Finger on the trigger, so it's just rattling on the ground until ammo is emptied.
I'll try shooting again.
Go ahead.
All right, that is a 17, but I'm still going to be doing the penalty dice.
Sure.
Oh, wow. Shit, I shouldn't have done the penalty dice. Done no 1.
Okay.
Damn.
Well, that's still a pass.
It's still a pass. What type of gun did Fowler have?
He had just a little 10 millimeter or 9 millimeter. I guess it's not little; it's a 9 millimeter. But
How much damage does that do?
Fowler, how much damage did your gun do? I think it's like 1d8 plus damage bonus. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
We'll say 1d8 plus damage bonus.
all right. Oh, that's only 2 points of damage.
No.
Plus
So-
whatever bonus.
So you fire at the remaining one. You shoot him right in the. We're gonna find out where you shoot him because I have that sheet.
Should I roll a percentile die or something? Do you have that?
No, you shot him in the head. So double that damage.
Okay, that's 4.
So 4 times. Oh yeah, 4. So you shot him in the head. Hits him in the jaw. He screams out. He's coming for you next. William, your boomerang has returned to your hand because it's a boomerang.
But William is knocked out.
You're still knocked out, however. I'm just letting you know you still have your weapon.
His hand just goes up and grabs it.
No, it like twirls and like lies right next to
It just like it hits. He goes down and then it flies. It flies over him. It's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going until he grabs it. Wrap around the world. All right. So Hawk, I'm pretty sure you're dead.
I'm dead. And getting crispy at this point.
Hawk is dead.
I smell like bacon.
Yeah. Hawk, you're not. You don't come back. You're dead.
Okay.
All right. So remaining guy is going to turn and he's going to fire at Thompson. 2 bursts. That is a fail. You don't need to. That's a fail. It's a 90. You got to do better than a 90. And then that's another fail.
Okay.
So he misses both times. You don't need to roll for that. He did poorly enough that you could have easily beat him.
How many rounds does days last?
1d4. So you're at the end. I just rolled a 2. So it is that you are no longer dazed. It is now Tommy's turn.
The other gunner's still up, right?
Yep, still up. He's with one hand. He's clenching a bloody jaw, and he's spraying with the other.
Okay, gonna try to take aim and shoot. Oh yeah, 16. Don't think that's impale though. No, that's a hard though.
It's a hard. He also got a hard. I'm pretty sure that ties go to the defender.
I just wrote it down.
Yeah.
Attack versus fight back, that goes to attack. Attack versus dodge, the tie goes to the dodge.
Okay, so he dodges.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Tommy. All right, Thompson, what's
All right.
going on?
Another round. And I miss. 43 out of 25.
All right, let's see how bad he did. Okay, so he passes. So, all right, his turn now. He's going to fire again at Thompson. Another fail, another significant fail, another 90. This one is a 3. Can you get a 1? Or can you get an extreme?
No. 62.
Okay. 2 bursts. 7 damage.
7?
7.
I am at -1.
Okay, so he is also down. So, okay.
Who's down?
Thompson is down.
But as I get hit, and I'm like, as I'm going out, I say, whenever you look in the mirror, you'll think of me, you little bastard.
Okay, well, I've rolled for bleed. You're not bleeding. You're just unconscious like William.
Okay.
That's brilliant.
Tommy, it's your turn.
All right.
The gunner has turned back to you with this just big, like, evil grin with his jaw, like his cheek is like burst out.
Final shot. Thomas, I'm going to ask you now.
Sure.
Do you allow luck spending for attack rolls?
In this instance, yes.
All right.
You're the only. It's 1v1, so I'm going to give you luck.
I'm not trying to jinx my roll, but I'm just curious.
Okay.
Here we go. Fires. Bang. That is a regular pass, 50 out of 60.
Okay. Well, he failed. So go ahead.
2 points.
2 points. Okay. He's still up. You shot him in the chest. He staggers back. He kind of slumps down on the ground, but he lifts the gun back up. He's on fire.
I am behind cover, so I think he's had
Yes.
penalty, right?
He has penalty. I'm rolling for that. So 1 is a regular, so go ahead and roll for that.
What am I rolling? Dodge?
Either dodge or fight back.
I'm going to try to fight back. I'm going to try to finish this guy.
Yeah, you can fire back. Just remember the rule that if it ties, it goes to him.
66. I can spend 6 lucks to make that.
It'd still go to him though. It'd be a
Okay.
tie, regular versus regular.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
All right. So that's a hit, and then 69. He failed. So go ahead and let's just see if you got a critical fail. Go ahead and roll.
31.
Okay, that's a pass. Did you want to fire back, or I didn't specify? Do you want to fire back, or do you want to?
Yeah, I think I'm just like in full, like trying to take this guy out.
Okay, so go ahead and you roll damage, and I'll roll damage.
I have bad lighting. All right, that's a 7 out of 1. 7 points.
Okay, and he did 4. So 2 bullets hit you, and you fire, and it shoots him right in the chest again. He slumps down dead. Okay, Tommy.
Hold on, I have one more. Somewhere along the way, I lost 2 hit points.
Okay.
I don't even remember when that was.
A while ago, when you were on the car. So
a normal night's sleep, you usually gain 1 hit point.
You regain points. I assume that you regained those points.
Okay, so then that'll take me down to 2 hit points then.
William's been having a little sleep, so can he gain 2 hit points as well?
Sleeping with the fishies.
All right. Tommy, what do you want to do? Oh, Dad. Tom, I don't know what you want to do. I'm sorry. I don't know what you want to do.
Who, me?
Yeah. Do you want to just sit here?
I'm slowly turning to ashes.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying you're dead. So, do you want to stay here? Do you want to go get some food? What do you want to do?
No, I'm watching the show.
Okay, you're watching the show. All right.
I want some barbecue. Yeah, that's right.
So
I am barbecue.
Hawk is dead. Tommy, you hear police sirens. You hear ambulance. They're coming to get you. In the meantime, what would you like to do? Thompson and William will be fine. They'll regain some hit points, but they will be saved.
Okay.
Hawk is dead. What would you like to do, Tommy, in the rounds before you were rushed into an ambulance?
I guess stick by William and Professor. I mean, it was clear that they got out of the car and shot at us first, right? So we were really defending.
No one.
Witnesses.
Yes. So, not only that, but there are 3 dead pedestrians, and there are 2 injured pedestrians. So they know that this was the Germans with the Tommy guns, not you guys defending yourself. And
even though, in my mind, we just kidnapped the guy, so it's kind of like we started this, but I don't think anybody knows that, so I'm going to play that out as the cops are coming to help us rather than...
And you can also make the assumption, just from the way that Fulton reacted, Fulton has nothing to do with this.
Okay, yeah, all right. So I'm going to wait for the help to get here, and hopefully...
All right. So, because of your interaction with Fulton, nothing happens to Felix or Dexter. Fowler and Felix, somehow, some way, just to get you guys back into the story, because it's been an hour and you haven't said anything, you got the call. Hawk died. William, Thompson, and Tommy are in the hospital. They've just treated Thompson's critical wounds, William's critical wounds, and Tommy has been patched up. Hawk is dead. It looks like this was gang-related. The IDs that were found on the bodies were New York mobsters. That was the IDs that they found on the bodies of the shooters.
Mobsters. Who is telling us this?
The police. Police are the one. They've let you know where Tommy and Thompson and William are. Mercy Hospital. Tell you what rooms. They're figuring out, what their connection is. They're wondering if there's any connection with you guys. Just the basic. They're just running through everything. They are conducting an investigation. This is now a murder. This is a mass murder. They just shot up a whole bunch of people.
God damn it! What kind of city is this you're running? If gangsters can go around just shooting innocent people down in the bloody street, I mean, you're meant to keep people safe. You call yourself a policeman? Huh.
Well, and detectives believe that the IDs appear to be forgeries. At least one of them does.
Is Felix with you right now, or Or are we in two separate areas?
We're going to say that you're in two separate areas that have now converged on Mercy Hospital.
Okay.
Just for the sake of getting everyone kind of back together.
I go see how William is, and I will see how Tommy is, and see how they're doing.
For the sake of convenience, they're all in the same room.
That's cutbacks, that is.
Yes, it is. There's too many mobster-related gunfights nowadays, so they gotta pack everybody into one room.
So
Excuse me, hang on. Where are you going? They're down here. They're all down here in this one.
Yeah, let's go there.
This one, look. What's it called? The Ant Hill Ward.
I wonder what exactly happened.
When William opens his eyes, he kind of croaks to Tommy, "Can you make me some tea?" And then closes his eyes again.
Tommy and William are conscious, but they are very weak. Thompson and William are weak, but they're conscious. Tommy, on the other hand, they've removed the bullets. They've stopped the bleeding. You will be okay. And we'll go over regained hit points once you leave the hospital. So go ahead, role play, discuss. You're in the hospital.
So I go up to Tommy and William and also Thompson. What exactly happened?
Sorry about your car there, Mr. Fowler.
It's a car. I need a new one anyway. So, what exactly happened there?
I will explain the story as it unfolded. Wow, that's a long story.
Hand grenades.
Hand grenades.
Hand grenades.
German mobsters.
For the love of
Germans posing as Italian mobsters. That's what the idea here is now, because they were German.
And that's what you meant by the fake ID, right? Is that what you were saying, that the mobsters had the fake ID? I think I missed that.
Say that one more time. I was reading something.
You had said something about they had a fake ID. You were referring to the
mobsters.
Or
the Germans. The Germans had New York issued IDs. When they looked into it, they were fake.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't quite. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't think they were with Fulton, which that surprised me because I thought they were coming to rescue Fulton.
And something that will probably mean something to Felix is when they opened the door and they threw the grenade in, they said, "You took one of ours, now we take one of you."
Oh,
I wonder what that could mean.
Gentlemen, where's Hawk?
What does that mean? Because I think I might have forgotten.
Yeah, I basically say, "Where's Hawk?"
He
took a dirt nap.
There's an old saying: "Those that live by the sword die by the sword."
I didn't use the sword.
Yeah, likewise. Those who live by the pencil also die by the sword. Those who live by the coffee grinder die by the sword. Everyone dies by the sword. That's what swords are for. Killing people.
Here's what's left of Hawk.
I will make a memorial on my show.
So,
when you talk about Hawk, the lights are flickering as if an answer.
You guys are making light of the death of a friend of mine, Hawk. And you, Fowler, you're threatening to put him on that show of yours.
No, I said I'll make a memorial for him on my show. In memory. Or
pretty much
a special death edition.
Does anybody who listens to that show But anyway,
with sign language.
I turn to Felix. Do you still have the talisman?
Do I? It's not in my possession, but I know where it is.
How do you guys feel about giving this talisman to this fella? This fella that pretty much killed Hawk and damn near tried to have us killed as well. Now,
No, he didn't have anything to do with it.
for the sake of the game, this guy has been giving us a hard time, has been harassing us. We know that he has some sort of cult. I didn't hear or see him run off in fear as a grenade was being tossed my way. And after that, all I remember is two of the guys came up saying, "You took one of ours, we're going to take one of yours." And he tosses in the grenades, and Hawk doesn't get out in time. And we all nearly die. Me, yet again, this is what, the fourth time I've been on death's door.
My God, you know,
I'm
Hawk's twin brother is going to be so upset to hear about this.
Well, I'm thinking that I'm tired of negotiating with a lot of these cultists or whatever the hell he wants to call himself. I want to take this amulet or talisman, whatever it is. I want to take it back to the Arcane Society in Arkham. There we can store it safely, and you guys will no longer have it. I don't know if you guys want to continue on with this investigation, but I'm at my end here. You know, I'm a professor. I'm not a police officer. I'm not a detective. I'm not an army, infantryman. I write books. I don't shoot guns. And I've been shot at multiple times, and I've nearly died. I want to be able to at least take something back to the Arcane Society and make it worth Hawk's life.
But how do you know that they'll even let us walk away from this? I mean, we could try and just sort of, leave it be and just go back to our old lives and just let it go. There's no guarantee that won't mean that someone might just turn up on our doorstep in a few weeks' time and just finish the job.
I can't, let this go. Since I do live in New York, I don't want to vacate in New York City.
So you guys want to hold on to the this talisman?
I mean, if we were going to destroy it, I mean, we could conceivably we could destroy it by prizing out all the jewels and then selling them and melting down the gold and then selling that, because that would be a form of destruction, wouldn't it? And then it would at least give us a little something to see us all right to get out of town. I mean, not that I've been thinking about that, but I mean, all this blood and all these dead bodies, and I'm worried we might be in over our heads.
Yeah, we are.
That's for sure.
I mean, who are we meant to go to about something like this? It seems, I mean, there doesn't seem to be anyone to pass this on to.
Well, what does everyone want to do?
Am I able to, am I mobile? Am I able to get up?
If you are able to, you are able to leave. Yes, you are mobile.
All right, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna make a call to the Arcane Society, check in with them, let them know what happened here.
Okay.
Let them know that Hawk is dead.
Which is unfortunate, but they're they say that if you need help, if you need support,
I'm actually heading back to Rhode Island, so.
Which is unfortunate for them because they say that there's a home for you in Arkham if you would like to come. But yeah, so
I mean, like, not only will I tell them about the what happened with Hawk and the attack, but I also let them know what we've discovered and everything like that. It sounds like the rest of the investigative group wants to hold on to the amulet. They're talking about destroying it, melting it down, selling it for parts. I, at this point, don't even care about the money. I'm done.
William says when he's able to, I think we should hold a seance and contact Hawk.
Well,
I think we should also.
I think that's a good idea.
The only reason
Jesus, kid, the guy's not even cold yet.
he's still near. That's the point.
No, I'm not cold.
He's barbecued. And the other thing is, the only reason we had the talisman was because of this message we understood possibly from Tally. So it sounded like from Fulton that they've got Tally somewhere. And I'm wondering if somehow or other we could do something there.
I think that's a good idea.
I couldn't quite understand in that negotiation process. It almost sounded like he didn't really care about the medallion. Am I wrong about that? I'm not sure.
He got kind of pale when we said that we'd destroy it.
he did get pale when he said that when you did say that you'd destroy it.
I think he seemed to want it back. He just wasn't desperate about it. But that's what I thought, but maybe wrong.
Well, without any further searching and stuff, that's our only bargaining chip as I see it. I don't know. We're in a mess here. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
One thing can be sure right now. Fulton has no connection to the Germans.
Yeah.
He
was just as scared and frightened as you are.
We don't know about Felix's previous encounter, correct?
He only told Hawk, and Hawk is dead.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm trying to think, Tommy's trying to figure out who those people were that attacked us. So without knowing that, his only logic is that it's got to be Fulton's people.
I wasn't there, so I can't really help you guys out with. All I can do is, from your first, secondhand details. So I can't really help. I can't really help you guys out with who they are.
Well, it seems that with Hawk dead, Thompson is returning back. He is pulling out. So Thompson and Hawk are now gone from this investigation. We will replace characters later in the week, but what would the remaining four like to do now?
Well,
do we go back to the Arcane Society and kind of see if anybody wants to join us from there?
Well, we could try, but I didn't think much of those people.
I think they're fairly, they're nice people.
They seemed a little standoffish, especially that one fella. I don't know. Maybe that's just the feeling I got. Maybe he just doesn't like my kind. Who can tell?
William says, "I want to go back to Tally's house, and I want to see if we can contact her somehow."
Contact her. Okay. Good idea.
Are you sure that's a good idea? Because there's a strange feeling in that house.
Yeah, there's a lot of spirits there.
We could go back there, and I think that's our only kind of lead.
Well, that's not necessarily true. You actually have several leads.
Yes, that's true. Yep. We had all the addresses of the missing people.
You had all the addresses of the missing people. You have the Mason Lodge. You have Berman Canneries. Yeah, so you have leads.
Well, why don't we do the missing people houses or the Mason's Lodge? The Mason's Lodge might be spicier.
I guess.
Yeah. Let's see if we can go and take a peek at that, because I've read all kinds of things in the papers, about the Freemasons.
None of us are a Mason.
Their little parties they have, and they have a good time, those fellas. I'm surprised I haven't put on any shows for those fellas.
What time of day would you like to go to the Mason Lodge?
How are we doing the hit points, Thomas? Are we?
Let's regain some. Let's see here. You're in a hospital. I'm going to say we got 8 hours rest. So what was that? What would that be? Let's pull up my thingy. Let's see.
Well, why don't we just wait 2 or 3 days until we're kind of able to get up and about?
To expedite the story, 2d4. Just by the doctors fix you up.
Nice.
Because waiting 2 or 3 days will drastically change everything.
6.
Okay, that works for me. I'm at 7, so I'm still a little bit wounded, but that would be expected.
You'll heal. Remember, every night we're gonna do we'll do 1d3 for every night.
Yep.
That doctor was a strange guy. What did he say his name was? Dr. McCoy? and he fixed them all up from gunshots and things with just this little spinning thing. They just went,
I heard somebody call him.
What the hell was all that about?
He's a doctor, Jim.
So, what time of day would you guys like to go? Is there anything you'd like to do in between the lodge? What time of day do you want to go to the lodge? Do you want to wait until it's nighttime? You want to go during the day?
I need to get a new car, so...
So Fowler goes to get a new car. He's grieving his friends. He needs to spend some cash.
It's like whatever he does, he can't seem to resist the urge to just rub his wealth and privilege in our faces.
I'm not rubbing your money.
Oh,
He's
the
gonna
car's
get a
been
black.
blown up. The car's been blown up. What was his first reaction? It's okay. I can buy a new car. Not, oh dear, my friends are injured and one of them's dead. No, it's okay. I can buy a new car.
Tyler goes, I'm in mourning, so do I want the Rolls Royce or do I want the Benz?
As long as it's black.
He brings a hearse.
Yeah.
We'll drive it for a year.
By a man's works shall ye know him.
All right, but the question still stands. Anything between, we'll say, Fowler can get a new car. He's ordered one of his manservants to go get it for him. So that's taken care of. That'll happen sometime, maybe today. Who knows? But in between the lodge, are you going to do anything in between the lodge? What time are you going to the lodge?
What time is it right now?
I'm going to say it's about 4 or 5 o'clock.
I'd say it's more of an evening thing. I would.
Yeah, let's go to the lodge in the evening.
All right. In the meantime, would you like to get something to eat?
Yes, Dexter's paying for a nice meal for us.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Thompson's gone. Hawk's dead. It's a spaghetti mood. It's not a meatball sub mood.
Ah.
Meatball subs are joyous foods. All right.
I guess I can eat some spaghetti.
I'll have spaghetti and grits with a pretzel, a corn dog, and
Burger. Cheeseburger.
lashings and lashings of sarsaparilla.
So in this weird combination of an Italian, Southern, and somehow also inexplicably Old West style restaurant in New York City.
You darn tootin'.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. That's what the restaurant's called. It's called You Darn Tootin'.
Okay, so it's called Yadon Tootin'. And in this restaurant, there's also a bar.
It's a family restaurant.
Oh, well, there's a bar at the family restaurant by the slide.
Yes.
An animatronic old miner who's mining away at gold.
Yes, it's over there. So it's on the other side of the ball pit.
So,
Traditional oldie worldy ball pit.
as you're eating your spaghetti with your grits, there is a woman who's sitting at the bar, and she is eyeing Felix. Gorgeous woman.
That's not fair.
Gorgeous woman, long black hair, red dress. She's eyeing you, and she's kind of stirring a martini. She's got her finger kind of like fixed around the olive. She's kind of spinning it as she stares at you.
Well,
It's Tally.
Definitely a white woman. Definitely not Egyptian.
in that case, I will look back at her in a slightly, if you'll allow me to demonstrate, in fact,
Sure.
because I can, obviously, being a man of the world, I can do things like this. I will look back at her in a slightly flirtatious manner in order to engage her and create a rapport. And I shall do this.
So you sit down.
Thus, I shall go.
So you're a Japanese schoolgirl.
That's how it's done.
You're not like.
I shall go. Oh, psycho.
So I'll condense that down. We're all grieving. So you acting like a Japanese schoolgirl Could be within.
No,
your...
I don't do that. I'll just look over and I'll give her my intense, smouldering look, using my dark and exotic Valentino-like looks to my advantage. Perhaps a little out of favor now, Valentino, 1931. But I've still got the air of that seductive Middle Eastern quality about me, not unlike a young Omar Sharif, I like to think.
All right. So you sit down.
Basically, I just go, "All right, love."
So you sit down, and she looks at you, and she says, "You look like you could use a drink," and she smiles.
Are you saying I look like an alcoholic, you old rat bag?
I like you.
I'm
sorry. It's been a hard day.
You need sleep, mate.
It's been a long day. She looks at you, and I'm going to take what you say into account. She chuckles at that, and she says, "Poor Jeff over there, they're like laughing up." Jeff's just like,
"You're breaking up, Thomas."
Yeah, I couldn't hear any of that. Sorry.
I just said, like, you make you're like laughing up, and Jeff is just sitting on my screen, like, just stone faced. It's just like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I don't even know if we're still playing anymore. Are we?
We're playing. We're grieving the loss of two characters. Okay. Anyways, she looks at you and says, "It just looks like you've had a long day." And she kind of gives you a sultry smile as she kind of holds up a finger to the bartender and catches his attention, and then points to her drink and then says 2.
Okay.
She turns to you. She holds out a hand when she orders a drink, and says, "Julianne."
No, my name is Felix.
And she chuckles at that and says, "You really know how to charm a woman." She kind of laughs at that. And she looks over to the other party members, the others of the group, and says, "Are you friends? Do you work together?"
We're associates.
Yeah.
Fowler shouts from across the room, "Yeah, we're pals." She then says, "And what do you do?" And she leans in.
I say, I'm a magician.
A magician? She kind of smiles.
Hang on.
A coin.
And I do it a second time and produce a card. That time.
And she kind of laughs at that and says, "A man who's sly with his fingers." Tom shakes his head now.
And I'm just going to go, okay. No, I'm not going to do that. No.
The bartender sets down the 2 drinks. and she takes a sip, a very large sip, and says, I work in capital." And she kind of tries to think of something. Says, "I'm in capital."
What, you mean investments and such like?
She nods.
This can't be a good time for investments.
And she shakes her head and laughs. "No, it isn't. Do you have a watch?"
I do, yes. I show her my watch.
And she says, I'm late, actually. And she takes the rest of her drink and then puts down some about $1 worth, yeah. No, it'd be $3, 3 drinks. And she says, well, what was your name again, Felix? Did you even say your name to me?
Epstein. Felix Epstein.
Well, Mr. Epstein. And she takes a napkin, not a cloth napkin, a paper napkin, and removes a pen from a little cup by the bar, takes it out, writes down a number, and slides it over to you. And she smiles and says, "Give me a call if you're interested."
Okay, I'll think it over.
And she
I'll fold the
napkin up.
napkin up.
And she walks away, looking over her shoulder, just smiling at you as she leaves the bar.
Just as she's out of eyesight, I'm going to open the napkin up again and see if she's left me a name on there.
Yes, Julianne Sandwell.
Mm-hmm. And a number, I take it.
Yep, and a number. The doors to the kitchen then open, and a waiter, he comes out, and he walks up to your table, and so we're going to jump back to the rest of the group. I'm assuming that Felix is going to kind of come back and sit down. He sets glasses of water down. He says, "Enjoy," blah, 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 all that stuff. You guys eat and drink and all that stuff. Woo, you did it. We're done, right? After you guys have eaten and drunk, you're just going to head out?
I think so.
Okay.
I guess so. Off to the Masons.
Off to the Masons. So as you're taking a cab, you pull up to the Masons Lodge at 85 Richardson Street and Red Hook. When you go in, or when the car pulls up, you can see that all the lights are on. It's about 8 o'clock, so sun's down. All the lights are on, and you can hear noise, laughing and talking from inside. It is a rather modest building. It's not necessarily big. Big stone building. Big as in tall. It is not. It is a modestly sized building. Just sitting on the corner of a street. Nothing, odd about it. So, what would you like to do?
Well, which one of us has currently got the ring?
That was on Hawk.
Sorry, what ring?
The ring that Fulton gave Hawk.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
They would have recovered all of that stuff.
Wouldn't I have the ring too?
Unless Fowler wants to say that he has the ring.
Yeah, because I was in that same area. I was in the same meeting with.
So then we will say that Fowler has the ring. Fowler is the one that had it in his pocket when the incident went off. He happened to have it. So Fowler has the ring. What would the gang like to do? Lights are on. There seems to be a party going on inside.
I'm gonna put on the ring.
Hang on. Can I just rewind to so we're sitting in the car still?
Sure, you're sitting in the car.
It's just kind of like my way of, this is Tommy. I'd like to know before we go in what we're looking to gain from this. Does anybody have any ideas as to, we're just going to poke around? We could potentially be walking right into their lair, their headquarters.
Yeah, I mean, the moment we do this, we're basically telling them that we kind of know they're involved.
Did the professor take the medallion with him? I wasn't clear on where we ended on that.
That is up to the group. Did you keep the medallion or did you give it to Thompson?
Because my opinion is that that's our only bargaining chip at this point.
I am aware of the location of the medallion.
Okay.
And I can retrieve it as and when necessary.
Because we could use that to maybe negotiate getting Tally back. Or Timothy, although... No, what do you guys feel? Have we solved the mystery of missing Timothy? To the point that we could tell his wife and sister that he's all caught up with this whole mobster thing with the corrupt police and...
Well, remember that Fulton said that he doesn't know where Timothy is, but he knows how to find him.
Okay.
Whatever that may mean.
So when we walk in there in just a few minutes, are we just basically going in to try and set up this negotiation, or are we just going to have a drink?
We could have a couple of drinks there, but maybe do the negotiation. I think that would be the best. That's what I would like to do.
We could perhaps subtly ask about Fulton and any of the other guys that we've met that were in the Masons. If they're not there, you know, we're either friends of theirs or we know them or something like that, and try and get a little bit of conversation about what the Masons think of them. If this is actually their group, like you were saying, Jeff, or if there's something different, maybe.
Okay, that's a good idea. Because the fact that they were wearing their rings on the wrong fingers.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Cover, and they're not even with the group. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, thanks. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
All right. You're still in the car, so what would you guys like to do?
Does it appear, are we able to see, Thomas, if this is like a kind of social evening as opposed to a members meeting? Is there any kind of suggestion there's folk going in and out, or is it like members only?
As you kind of wait there, I'm going to say you wait there for 10 minutes. No one comes in or out. The lights are on, but you can see that all of the windows are frosted over. So all you're seeing is just like blurred shapes now and again.
And there's a lot of noise or music or laughter? Or
there's a lot of talking and a lot of laughter. But no one comes in and no one comes out. And you can see shapes kind of moving in the frosted windows. There's no way for you to see in, but there's likely maybe that they can see out.
Well, awesome. Dexter, why don't you go in, seeing as you're the guy with the ring, why don't you go in, and if it's a members only thing, then you'll have to do your kind of persuade or whatever, you know, charm, fast talk, and get some info for us. If not, you could bring us in.
Now remember that the ring is not a Mason's ring. It's just a little black metal ring that Fulton said, "Here, this is special to me. Hold on to this, please."
I thought it was a Mason's ring.
Okay.
Now Fulton handed it to Hawk and said, "This is special to me. Hold on to this. You can give it back to me when we're done."
So it's a sign of relationship with Fulton, the ring.
Yes.
I
still think Dexter's our best chance. What do you think, Tommy and Felix?
Let's all go at the same time.
I don't like the idea of us all going in mob-handed. I'm not sure that's going to play well if all four of us going at the same time.
What do you think, Tommy? None of us are Masons, so that's a bit of an issue.
Yeah. I mean, we could say we're looking to join. Or we just be up front and say we need to talk to somebody from your lodge to ask about one of your members, or members plural.
Could do, yeah.
I don't know. There's still a lot of unknowns here. We don't know who we're dealing with, so maybe just being up front. I don't know. Kind of.
Yeah, sounds like the best policy.
All right. So what's going to happen?
All right. I'm going to walk to the door, and anybody can follow who wants to follow.
Okay.
I'm going to go and get the Tommy gun.
All right. You open the trunk of the taxi. You pull out your little violin case. All right. So Tommy, you approach the door with whoever wants to be behind you.
Yeah, William follows.
Do you knock on the door?
Yeah. Yep. Knock on the door.
You knock on the door. And the door cracks open. And a man then says, "What do you want?"
Okay, that wasn't very friendly, was it? Is there somebody here we can speak to about one of your members or a couple of your members?
This is a secret organization. No outsiders allowed.
How does one gain membership into the organization?
We aren't accepting new members.
Dexter, are you around with your ring?
It's not a Mason's ring.
Yeah, but it's a sign of relationship with
Yeah.
Fulton.
I will put it on, and I'll be like, well, one of your guys' members, Fulton, gave me this ring, and he said whenever you want to join, just come to this lodge.
And he kind of cracks the door open slightly. Tommy, you're the one in the front. Go ahead and give me a spot hidden.
$56 out of $70.
You can see inside. It's because you're looking past him, and he's got the door just cracked only so slightly. You can see purple, like tapestries that hang down from the ceiling, and there's things on them. It's very different. You can only see like a sliver of it. But you can see purple and silver. And the man looks at the ring and then says, "You keep it." And he closes the door.
Can I ask another question?
Sure.
When the door was open, I think William asked about music. Did the ambient noise sound like a part? Because like this guy answered the phone like pure business. Did it sound like a party at all, or is it just crowd murmuring, or just normal crowd noise?
It sounded like general crowd noise, but when the door closes, I want the group to give me both a spot hidden and a listen roll.
Yes, in the spot. Big fail in the listen.
Passed on the spot hidden as well, but not the listen.
Ooh. Well, the spot hidden roll, that's an extreme with a 3.
I fail on my spot hidden. I pass with on my listen.
Oh, I failed my listen.
Okay. To those that passed the spot hidden, you see that when the door closes, almost directly on your eye line, you see that. And if you watched last episode, this is the symbol that Guy Jules drew on the chalkboard.
Yep, that was the symbol supposedly above Tally's door.
Yep.
At least the Z part, right? At least the Z part?
The whole thing. This is what he drew.
Okay.
And this is exactly what you find carved into the door.
Interesting.
And if you remember, the Z symbol was a symbol to bridge space.
Yeah.
I've got a sneaky suspicion Tally could be in here.
Oh.
To those who passed the listen roll, you hear everyone kind of shushing, and you can hear footsteps. People are moving en masse, deeper into the building.
Well, perhaps we could wait and try and get in this door if they were all going into a kind of inner area or inner room.
Is it a very large building?
No, it's rather modest. Maybe like 3 rooms and a lobby, perhaps. There is an alleyway. Most buildings in New York have alleyways, so there is a way to go around.
What if we start poking around and like check the, maybe they missed a spot. We can look in the window or something like that.
Yeah, I want to go around the alleyway to see if we can see in or hear anything from the other side of the building.
You had said something about the windows being like frosted or something.
Yes.
It just gave me the idea that maybe we could look around the building and maybe they missed a spot on the window, or we could peek in or something like that.
Sure.
Is it like how big is it? A 2-story building, or is it a 1-story building, or
Single story, probably 3 rooms made out of stone.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was kind of like a 2-story building, but yeah, let's go around, see if they forgot something or.
So as you guys are making your way around, you come to the back towards the alleyway, and there's a window that's fully open. The window is still frosted, so you can't see details. You can just see blurry figures, but you can see a ton of them. They're all standing still, and you can hear muffled voices. You hear not muffled voices. You hear one voice, and it sounds kind of familiar. Can't place it because it's muffled. Can't play, but it sounds familiar. And you hear words. You hear bits and pieces. But the very first thing that you hear is, in full, is "Ex pulvis ad astra," and then everyone in the room says "Ex pulvis ad astra."
Okay.
And then the single voice then begins talking, and you can get bits and pieces. Black tatters is one. Artifacts is another. Crumbling castle. You're hearing little bits and little pieces. In dreams, he said, the man came. Celestial truths. And then you hear footsteps beside you, and when you turn and look, you see
a small man in a gray suit with a hat, and I say, gentlemen, please, come down from there. You may be in danger where you are.
Who are you?
Mallory Fox. I'm a member of the Arcane Society from Massachusetts, and I hand you a card. I said, please, I know about Hawk. We need to get away from here for now.
Okay. I guess I'll kind of follow listen to this guy, but I don't really.
Well, I've only just arrived here in New York from Massachusetts. Is there some place we can go to talk? I can explain.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'd rather not do it near this building.
My place, I kind of. And then, yeah, I'll set my place. And do you have a vehicle, Mr. Mallory?
No, as I say, I just got off the train. I walked straight here. I'd rather we go someplace that's rather random, so that nobody can follow us or find us. A cafe, a random cafe.
What about a random bar?
Random bar would be fine.
Planks.
Yes, that's a nice place. Let's go there.
Pretty random bar.
William, your arm is starting to feel a little numb. Your left arm.
Do I feel like it's something unnatural?
It's definitely something that you've never felt before. It's like a numbness. It's like a tingling.
Are you okay there, William?
Oh, can you feel it too, Dexter?
So you guys are heading to Planks, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Tommy, you're starting to get a pain in your chest.
Does it hurt bad?
It's like a tightness, like a fist.
I'm a young man. I shouldn't be having a heart attack.
It's not so debilitating that it would be a heart attack, but
It's all those meatball subs.
Okay, I'm concerned.
It appears to me that they're performing some kind of magic in there, and we're the target.
so
Heard something we weren't supposed to hear.
well, so Tommy is beginning to feel worse, and William, your arm, it's numb. You can't feel it.
Explain to everybody what's happening.
Oh,
I think we need to get moving.
yes, please. Let's go into this bar. And I say to once again, it's still prohibition. I say to the bouncer as we go inside, I say, the pigs are all red today, which is the password to the speakeasy in the back.
And he kind of raises an eyebrow, but then nods.
So please. I realize you're both in distress. It's not magic. Don't worry. Probably something you ate.
Well, let's start with, who are you?
As I say, my name is Mallory Fox. I'm a member of the Arcane Society. And, why I'm here is... it's a little hard to explain. You know, us members of the Arcane Society, some of us are special. I'm not really special, but I can sometimes sense things before they happen. I can sometimes hear people, what they're thinking. I don't mean to alarm you, but I could feel Hawk when he died. And I knew Hawk. I liked Hawk. I'm very sorry that he's gone. I got on a train immediately and came here. I have a funny feeling you guys are getting your noses into things that are really quite dangerous.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mallory, just so that we can kind of flesh out your powers, is it safe to assume that you're a telepath?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
That's how I knew the password to this place, and I've never been to New York.
Sure. So it's safe to assume that you're a telepath rather than like an empath or like a medium or something like that.
Right.
Um,
Well, a little psychic, because I could feel when Hawk died.
Yeah. You can feel something bubbling up. Rage.
Just from nowhere or from somewhere?
It seems like it's from nowhere. But it's very powerful. It's incredibly powerful.
Something somewhere nearby is very angry. Rage is a good word for it. And I'm not sure. I don't think it's any one of you, although you're all probably very upset about Hawk. Where's Henry? Henry's gone. Henry's gone back to Arkham. Well, that's good, maybe. But there is something here that's really, really powerful, really angry. Something maybe Hawk called up. I don't know.
Do you know anything about the Masonic Lodge? Because you knew to get away from there.
There's something there. There's something bad. It just seemed like you shouldn't be snooping around there right now. There's safer times. I think they're up to something. There's a lot of bad mojo, if you will, in this town.
Well, I would suggest Mr. Epstein does his picking locks maybe during the day when there's nobody around or something like that, and has a look about there. But
What if that's what it's going to take? Okay.
There's something really bad here. Now that I think of it, I'm not sure that it's a supernatural thing. There's somebody here.
Here in this bar? Oh.
I'll have a look about, see if anyone's watching us or anything like that.
They couldn't know you were here.
No. Nothing's here. Nothing you can see.
Maybe something happened here. Anyways, I'm here to join your team on whatever venture you have to go for. I'm quite fearless. Well, I'm not very good with a gun.
Well, that's a great shame, because there's been quite a lot of guns.
Well, maybe if we're lucky. My gift doesn't always work, but when danger such as the hand grenade is coming in your direction, I can steer us away from it before it gets there.
Well, that would be kind of useful, but maybe a little late.
Yeah. I wish that I had been here, but I honestly didn't feel anything until Hawk died.
Well,
and you can all tell that I'm kind of torn up inside that he's dead.
We all are.
Sure. Why not? I just want to impress upon you that we've been shot at. We've had hand grenades thrown. You know, you're putting your life on your line by doing this. You're aware of that, right?
Oh, of course. I think that you're all very tired.
Yeah, we were all nearly killed just a couple of days ago, a day or two ago.
Well,
Please help with your sleep patterns, that kind of thing.
well, I'll do what I can.
Is that your only? That's what you bring to the table? Is that your forte here? You're not an investigator. You're not. You know, we're looking for a missing person, right?
Yeah, you're looking for a man and a woman. I don't know where they are.
How's your spot hidden? Is it pretty good?
Give me a list of your stats.
Well, I could get a 0-1 on my spot hidden, but if they're not in this room, I still can't spot them. What's that? I don't have stats yet, so I'll have to send you stats.
What were you referring to back at the lodge, that we were in trouble or in danger?
I felt badness coming from that place, and I knew you were. I knew you were there. I got off the train and came right to where you were. I could tell right where you were. And as usual, you were sticking your nose into dangerous places.
Yep.
There's something horrible in that lodge.
Okay, sure. Now what?
Now we order some drinks. Their corn whiskey is not too bad.
Well, we will say that you drink. Do you drink through the night?
Well, I don't want to get
I do.
Well, if you're not going to get inebriated, is it safe to assume that you go back to Fowler's place?
Do I feel like that would be a safe place to go?
Yeah, I mean, it's really your only lodgings at this point.
Okay. Yeah, it's safe. Should I get my own lodgings or should I stay with you? As I say, I've only arrived. I didn't even make plans.
Well, the rest of us fellas are all over at the hotel. We've got a suite.
Oh, no, we're not at the hotel anymore.
Are we not? All right, okay.
We're at Fowler's place.
Oh, all right. Yes, all right. We're all at Fowler's father. How did I forget?
Yeah, let's go and rest and get a couple of hit points or something.
Thomas, I lost track of what happened to Amelia.
Amelia was working with Emma on deciphering the letterings on the medallion.
Okay.
Yeah. She is being of use.
She's not with us right now.
She's not with you. But she is being of use. She's not just some like nebulous NPC. She is going to help you here, probably in the morning,
right,
when they have something more concrete. However, because this is the best place to end it. Sorry, Mallory, I tricked you. Because you don't have magic points yet, so we can't use those. When Fowler pushes open his door, inside are about 7 men.
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. One of them, they're all blonde hair. One of them stands prim and proper, and he's got a book of Fowler's, and he turns and he closes it, and he goes, Guten Tag, Herr Epstein. Is that how you say?
How you doing, fellas? Is Snow White going to be arriving later?
And and he throws the book down, and he points to the door and says, please.
Please, you want us to close the door? Please, you want us to...
Who? I said,
He wants you to step in and
how did you get in here?
Mr. Fowler, we have been in here numerous times.
He obviously lets anybody in this place.
Are you the cleaners?
And he laughs at that and he says, how do you feel? Pain in chest?
Poison.
Pain in the arm? Good work. Little, what is your name?
I'm Mallory Fox.
And he says, please, take a seat. This should only take a moment, and hopefully we can get you feeling better here in a few hours.
It's going to take a minute or a few hours.
The conversation will take only a moment. The effects, those could persist for a number of hours, depending on what you tell us.
Can I do a psychology roll to see if they're telling the truth? If they're
That,
going to give us the antidote?
well, we'll get to that.
All right.
We're so late in the game tonight that we'll just end on this. He turns, he puts his arms behind his back, and he says, "Where are the witch trial papers?" And we will end there.
Wow. He's going to be very upset when we tell them that we gave him to the room. Or they gave him to, that's a good question, whatever they were. Our players included Mick Swan, Jeff Wilkins, Corey Highstead, Ken Trench, Wayne Worthy, and myself, with Thomas McKeon as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to become a patron, visit our Patreon account. Excuse me, just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch that bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We love reading them. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.